Delta India Romeo traffic number 006 taking off runway 5 straight out departure.
There's a small grass airstrip in a place called Herkenwald, which is just to the west of Bergstein, in the Hürtgen forest. If you take off from that and turn immediately right, you come across Hill 400. As picturesque as this terrain appears to be in this imagery, it was a horrifying experience for those that fought in the Hürtgen Forest campaign between the American and German forces between the 19th of September and the 16th of December 1944. Some estimates place Allied casualties around 55,000 and Germans around 28,000. Here we're flying over the outskirts of Bergstein, just at the base of the hill, and you can see where the church area is, or the chapel, or the Bergstein Church on the Hill 400 map in Hell Let Loose. This flight path we're on now is coming down across the small township nestled at the base of the hill called, if you're clever enough you've guessed it already, Zirkel. And this is, if you look at it very closely, just horrifying terrain to have to fight in. Imagine trying to crawl your way up this hill to fight against infantry embedded there. Of course, we're not playing on a lovely, pretty green forest with fluffy bunnies and flowers. We're playing on this. And as we fly over it from east to west, this is Hill 400 itself, we just zipped over. Just take a look. I mean, it's pretty brutal. There's bunkers and shit everywhere. Trees have been shredded, rocks, hills, stuff. Here's the north to south flyover. And we fly over the 3 points. Flak pits, just here. Then up on the top of the hill, of course, once we get to it, is Hill 400, which is designated by the radar tower and all of the bunkers just here. And then as we zip over the other side, we pretty quickly hit southern approach. And I mean, if you haven't already worked out, or if you've never played on this map, this is hard stuff. This is foot slogging stuff. Tanks aren't going to work real well in here. The first area we're going to start off with is southern approach. Technically speaking, it's southwest of Hill 400, where this was actually located. But what they've done with the maps is they've reoriented them so that north on your compass actually matches grid north on the map, so the grid lines. It was too confusing for people that compasses actually pointed in the correct geographical direction. Anyway, as we fly over southern approach here, and we're just doing a little bit of an aerial circle, you can see it's a bit of a bunker complex. And then there's a lot of trenches and stuff sticking off the sides. And then, of course, the 1,000 million billion pine trees, rocks, and all sorts of stuff. I guess there are ways of shooting through the forest here with a good rifle, but submachine guns are probably the more effective way to go. And grenades. I do find on this map, though, that lobbing grenades around, they tend to roll downhill a little bit too much, which gets a bit frustrating when you throw it somewhere, it goes somewhere else. But as for the specifics of how to attack or defend this point, well, as we look at the north from the south side, so this is flying along on the south there, looking north at Hill 400 up the back there, look at the way the terrain is sloped, because it's a giant freaking hill. Let's face it, it's 400 metres high, it's a spot height 400. So we're looking up the hill, you've got to climb that sucker to get into the attack there. And as we flip around now and look from the top of the hill down, southwards facing effectively, same sort of thing. What's important though is this little ridge line just here, it's about 100 metres or so from the point. You can see it forms a natural little barrier there for you to put a firing line on and shoot down into the point. So a great spot to attack from, I think. And of course now as we park ourselves on the middle of the point, we start by facing north and then we swing around clockwise. You can see how close quarter battles this area is going to be. There's so many different ways. Look at that. I mean, it's 10 metres away and suddenly you can't see anybody. So they can approach from all sorts of different angles when they're attacking. This is a bastard to defend unless you push out from the point and get your all-round defence a good 100 metres out to stop those staging points from occurring. Now let's jump up onto Hill 400 itself. So this is it here in the middle of where that radar tower is, the little bunker semicircle thing you can see there. That's the capture point effectively. And it's the top of a spot height 400. That's what 400 means. It's spot height 400. So 400 metres from the bottom up to the top there of whatever above sea level it is. Now, if we look at this, it's a giant bunker complex. That's what it is. There's bunkers facing in all sorts of different directions. There's trenches all over the place. But the most important thing I want to point out here is the prolific use of barbed wire up here by the developers when they've made this map area. Now, this is barbed wire, concertina wire, that cannot be removed by players or anybody. It can't be blown up, it can't be destroyed or anything like that. So it is permanent barbed wire. What it does is it funnels people that are trying to push onto the hill through very specific attack lines, because you can't get through or over the barbed wire everywhere else. Now, we're going to have a bit of a look at that from this north-facing perspective. So we're down the south side of the hill there. You can see this row of barbed wire here. You can't get through that, as in over the barbed wire itself. You can only go in between chunks of this barbed wire. And that's critical to understand. What you actually want to do when you're preparing for this particular fight is learn where all of those barbed wire channels are, so that you know where to either defend against the enemy coming through or attack when you need to find a hole. So here, look at this. That strip of barbed wire, you can't get through here. You've got to go round to the left of this bunker to get up onto the hill. Quite challenging if you don't understand this. You'll be running around everywhere and getting shot by every bastard while you're trying to work out where to get through. And now if we jump on top here, as you can see, we're in the 360 again, looking north, starting off and then swinging around to the right. I'm going to lift the camera up here and we're going to look over the top of the bunker, of course. But see, it's not far out. It's only 50 metres, maybe even less, before you start losing line of sight to anybody approaching. So that barbed wire, keeping that protected, is going to keep you fairly safe on the hill. Last but not least, we'll jump on down to Flak Pits, which is on the north side there, as you can see, of Hill 400. And I guess the best way for me to summarise this area, it's another little sort of sandbag bunker complex with bits and pieces of equipment and stuff around, and a flat gun hiding in there somewhere. But the best way for me to summarise this area is that, despite the trees, it's more open than the other two areas. And what do I mean by that? Well, we're gonna have a look at that in a minute as to what the line of sight on the ground looks like. But you can see a further distance in most directions. It's still got the same challenge where you've got up the hill, like Southern Approach, up the hill you've got a little road area with effectively what is a beautiful little firing line that the enemy could, or the attacking team could set up on. Now we'll get onto the north side and we'll have a look at what I'm talking about. See, here on this road here, you could actually have folks staged up here putting fire support down into the point while your mates advance in there. It's going to be a bit of a prick to hold again. There's all points on this one. This particular round are going to be hard to hold. Here's the south side facing, looking up to the south, up over the hill. Lots of cover to come in behind here. Lots of rocks. You can move between rocks and throw smokes and get in there. So again, challenging for a defending team to try and protect. And now if we do that panoramic, look how far you can see here. So that's pretty useful to understand, because it's more relevant to folks who are a good shot with a rifle than the other 2 points. You can see in from quite a distance out to a number of different directions here. So even anti-tank guns could probably be set up way off into the distance there and put some fire support in. Something to think about anyway, I think. As we finish off with a little zoomy around Hill 400 itself here, the enemy are seen here, here and here. What do I mean by that? Well, you're never going to know where you're getting attacked from until bullets start flying or grenades start getting lobbed. That's the problem with this map. With only 25 people, you can push out, sure, but people could sneak straight past you 5 feet away and you're never going to know. The other thing I'll say is that multi-axis attacks are always important, sure, but those teams that either forget to put up multiple garrisons and OPs or aren't good at it will probably get by in this a little better, because it'll be so hard to work out where the buggers are coming from anyway. Food for thought, I think. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sunday Night BPL. Whew, what a week. Oh, let's pull that webcam going over. There we go. Hello, good to see you all. Lovely to see everybody who's joining us tonight. Yeah, look, this is exciting. The first match tonight, straight off the bat, is going to be a points match, same as last night, and that makes it really cool. Right now, what we're doing is we're just waiting on the screen. What I might do is I might just run the aerial video around the background there, so you can at least look something a bit cooler than a login screen there. But more importantly, what I need to do is introduce the panel for tonight. It's an excellent cast. It's the Return of the Walking Dead. Magical Arab, welcome back, mate.
Thanks for having me. They glued my sinew together last night.
The man of 1,000 bullet wounds, poor old Arab from his first match last night. Poor bastard. So we're going to no doubt cover off on that multiple times this evening, Arab, and chat will likely have a few things to say about it as well as we go through the stream, buddy. Anyway, good to have you here, man. Always a pleasure to have you. And of course, now my fellow compatriot tonight on the stream will be our new addition to the Big D community from a streamer's perspective. Of course, doing a lot of the public matches and also joining us for some of this competition stuff. And who knows where we'll go with this. Tom Stu, g'day, mates.
Hey, Noppers, it is an absolute pleasure to be here.
It is an absolute pleasure to have you here. And I've even got the thing that I can do now that I can shout out to you. So ready? We'll watch this. Let's see if it works. Oh, I've had success. My first shout out. There you go, mate. You are my first shout out in my thing. I actually wrote the script for it the other day.
No way. Look at you doing the Twitch stuff. Well done, brother.
So, this is exciting. So, Stu, this is your first panel cast with me, but it's not Arabs. But Stu, you and I have talked about this a fair bit, and you've actually been doing some Big D community streams in the last couple of weeks, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Getting into just casting random public matches, which is always a lot of fun and always random. And we did Friday Night Fights last week, which you were a guest on.
Yeah, that's right. I had a random guest at the end. An unexpected guest. I'm sitting there playing with spreadsheets, but no, it was good, mate. And I really did enjoy that match, actually. I enjoyed the cast that you and Nicholas did. And look, forget I didn't do a shout out to him as well. Why not? Let's see if I can do it.
Underscore.
Oh, God, 2 in a row. Going for 3-3. But Arab, you've joined me again. You've been on a couple of streams now, mate, and I really enjoy your company and the casual banter that we have here. What did you think of last night's matches, man?
Well, after I had to remove about 74,000 bullets from my body, I had a good time. It was definitely a hell of a lot of fun.
So let's talk about that briefly, because I mean, you fought hard, and we know you're a good enough player, but that was pretty hard last night, man. That was pretty hard.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was given a bit of an impossible task. I definitely gave it a red hot crack.
So let's talk about the impossible task. The impossible task was trying to get up a hill when you've got lots of gunfire down. Is that correct?
It was to try and control Hill 400 with just 4 of us.
Yeah, and they had a pretty good firing line up there. And we talked about that a little bit during the week in the pre-round map review, that, you know, if you set up along those little ridgeline, the little roads and that, and I think there was 2 machine gunners. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. There were actually 2 of the 3 para machine gunners up there.
Yeah, I knew they were up there. There wasn't much, a great deal that any of us could do, unfortunately. We tried our best.
All right. Shit's about to get real. I'm getting I'm getting sassed in game chat at the moment by people. Whatever. All right. If they get slaughtered, I'll be able to report on it. That's all that matters. Okay, so what's happening tonight? The first match right now is OC versus TFK. This one, look, we're talking about the top sort of clan, or the top one of 2 clans in this competition, which is OC, versus one of the brand newish clans at the start of the competition who have been working hard on their way up. And let me tell you, I have positive thoughts towards TFK tonight, because I have observed them a couple of times during the week working hard, or the last fortnight actually, working hard towards improving some things about their gameplay. So they're going to be improving. What I've visibly noticed was their communication and their map intelligence. I jumped on I try and get around on all the different servers and see, what's going on, how people are playing, and sort of network a bit with the community, because I'm sitting here hacking them. I'm hacking at them on a live stream. I should probably get to know a few of the people. And the TFK guys have been working pretty hard. Stu, this is your introduction to the BPL as a caster. What do you know about OC and TFK?
Well, I have joined OC, so I am a full-fledged OC member now. So, I'm well across them. What I do know about the TFK guys is, look, I spend a lot of time playing on the servers during the week, and you do see them pretty constantly. I always like jumping in a squad with them. They're good lads to play with. They definitely know their stuff, and we're expecting them to keep getting better. Yeah,
that's right. And that's when you've only just sort of formed, same as 3 para. And look, let's face it, we watched 3 para in the last couple of weeks have some absolutely amazing matches. Arab, for you, the public team, although it had a loss last night, it was a pretty hard-fought battle right through to the end. And the public team has, again, same as these other two clans we were just talking about, come from nothing at the start and built into something. Now you're the EMU War veterans at the end of this competition, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So,
a whole clan has come out of the BPL. How awesome is that? So that's what's happening for this first match. And, of course, we can't, Stu, as I said, as you said, you're part of OC now, and I was fully aware of that, of course. But you've joined them recently, and they are a very competitive clan, and they're very, they do a lot of work in prepping for these matches. I know Tattoo, Fiercey, and the boys will sit there and go and troll through the maps and sort of work out tactics and strategies and how to defend points and how to attack points and stuff like that. We're expecting to see a lot of that tonight, I would guess, yes?
Yeah, look, absolutely. Those of you that have met Tattoo, he is an absolute savant at this game. Some of the stuff that they come up with during the week is levels above anything I've even thought about. It's genuinely exciting to see how he applies it to Hill 400.
Yeah, and there will be. It's an Infanteers map, and we're actually about to start here, so
we are too.
Awesome. But just quickly, while we're waiting for the start to come in now, of course, there's going to be the scratch match following tonight, and they're actually the ones I'm a bit more excited about. To be perfectly blunt with you, I love the BPL, of course, and I love everything about it, but I love the randomness that the public matches, the scratch matches bring. So let's turn that music off, let's turn that video off, and there we are on the screen, and stuff's about to get real, of course. As we log in now, I'm just going to set up my admin cam, and it's Southern Approach tonight. So this was the second battle last night, Southern Approach. So for those that actually watched that battle, we would have learnt a few things about how to fight this point. Hopefully both teams have been watching that video from last night and learnt how hard this is to attack. If I just want to start off here, I'm just going to jump down the bottom and I'm going to start pulling up some cameras. So let's talk about who we've got here. Top left at the moment, that is Lotion's camera. He is on the OC team. Top right, that doesn't seem to be working just yet. No, it's on the wrong side. There you go. So I'm just going to change that one in a second. So that's actually Mr. Chew's, one of his teammates. So Stu, of course, this is your camera now. While I fix my screen and my camera, we're going to just have a look at yours. So you're going to have a bit of a flick around, and I'll get you to just give us a bit of commentary, mate, if you can, about Southern Approach and what you're expecting there.
Magnificent. Anybody that's ever played this game knows what to expect with Southern Approach. I don't think there'll be any surprises. Look, I guess the biggest thing with Hill 400 is, well, the hills and the trees. I guess that's a lot of what we were talking about during the week is how to attack a point and how to do it quickly whilst dealing with the expecting every member of their team is going to be hiding behind a separate tree.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And it is it's a foot slogger's map, this one, so we're expecting to see lots and lots of infantry and not much in the way of tanks. Of course, having said that, we saw Arab last night in the second match. We watched the Foy boys run a Tiger tank around to good effect. Are you expecting to see one of the good Tiger crews or one of the good... well, actually, let's work that out. I'm on the Axis team, so I'm on the OC team, so that's the blue team. And, of course, Stu, you're on the Allied team there. And, Arab, which side are you on, please, mate?
I'm on the Allied team as well, mate.
All right, cool. So we do know that there's some pretty good tankers on the OC side. Arab, what are you expecting out of that with that tank they're bringing in now?
75, going to roll into the point. I don't really know the TFK guys, so I can't really comment too much on that, but I think OC will probably get them.
Right, there you go. I'm just, actually, I've just got the icons around the wrong way here as I set up. I'm just doing the mini logos. I find this quite useful for folks to actually understand who we're talking about at what time. So if I just bring my screen back up here now, you can see there up the top, we've got the OC team are on the left, the blue, and the Task Force Koala guys are the orange on the right. And I've just now zoomed in on that bottom sector of the map, which I think is quite important. Now we're going to quickly talk through what I've got here in trucks and stuff. So we've got 4 coming in the back truck. We've got about 6 or 8 coming in the front truck. Tattoo, the commander of the OC team, coming in his supply truck. A tank with Unhealthy Harold, Sibsy and Bar. All right, so those boys are always in tanks and they'll be doing their thing again. Stu, can I get you to tell us what you've got working onto the point now, please?
Yeah, absolutely. The transport truck is in the lead. It is chock full of the TFK guys, and a slightly empty one just behind it. There is a medium tank. It looks like Zorimax, Hands, and Sigsy Snatcher will be crewing the tank for the TFK lads.
Sigsy Snatcher.
Siggy Snatcher? It's definitely Siggy Snatcher. There you go. In the supply truck is the TFK commander, which is Idiot Chul. And
welcome to the BPL, man.
Good lord. And Flirt backing him up in that supply truck, sticking up there, Gary, just behind. It looks like they're putting it up just behind Bergstein Church.
All right, so what I've got now on the screen is top left is Lotion from the OC team. Top right is Mr. Chu's stand-in. I think he said Bob. Someone named Bob is top right. But TFK are straight onto the point. So TFK's top right image, OC's top left. TFK are right on the point. They're in quick. Jeez, they're in quick. But we do know that OC go for sector control more important than anything. It's all well and good capturing the point at the start of the match, but you've got to hold that sucker right through to the end. And I reckon this is... there's some knoppers on the field. There is a knoppers, ladies and gents. NVS knoppers is on the field. All right. I cannot associate myself in any way with whoever the hell NVS knoppers is. But well done. What do you do with this sort of stuff? It's an OC player. Oh, geez, I really want to know who that is now. Any guesses, Stu?
Let me have a look. Is it NVS Knoppers?
NVS Knoppers.
That is absolutely beast.
No, there you go, Beastie. Well played. Well played, sir. Well played. All right, so we got TFK really heavily dominated the point straight off. Hormone Fairy's just been shot and Kink's been shot up there on the hill. So the OC guys, of course, taking that hillside of things fairly early. And they've actually got quite an extended line here. Deadman down the bottom. Josh around the bottom here as well. Ignico, there's a big OC push down the bottom here. That's what I'm looking at. But TFK are also doing the exact same thing. Fishsticks, Hell Destroyer, Schizo and Josh are coming around the bottom. I think OC got the numbers down there, though. So there's two Josh. There's a Joshua and a Joshua Tree. All right, so that's not going to confuse the shit out of everyone. Something that blew up from the OC team over the back there. Holy shit.
Looks like a transport truck. That's that TFK medium tank has pushed right through the point. It has taken a couple of rockets. Your mate NVS Knoppers has stuck a rocket down the back of it. But
Knoppers is a good player, mate. That's all I can say. That'll never get old, by the way. Never get old. Yeah, hats off to that person. All right.
Looks like MBS Knoppers is going to get a second shot on this tank now. And that will be the medium taken down, you'd assume. And there it goes.
There we go.
All right, there it is. Taking down the tank.
Top right corner, Knoppers has killed the tank. Well played, Knoppers, man of the match already. No question in my mind that Knoppers is the man of the match. All right, so TFK are holding the point. Klausey's around the back there, though. That's a bit threatening, and Repurpose up on the top there as a recon. Lotion. Oh, that's a very eloquent change of name there for Lotion, who is, of course, our top left camera. And he's running around on the hills in some of the trenches and stuff at the moment. So he's probably trying to get in and flank down behind TFK. Let's have a quick look at Gary. So OC, of course, will always try and put up Gary's early. There's one Golf 6, there's one at Golf 7 as well. I'm expecting, look, a supply drop's been requested at Echo 5-6 line. They'll be looking to pop something up there. One out the back here, no doubt, with Tattoo. Yeah, there he is. He's got the garrison up now, and then they'll be looking for something down south eventually. They want 5, 6, 7 garrisons. What have we got on the other side there, Stu, please?
For TFK, we're looking at a Charlie 6 numpad 6 garrison. And
let's bring up your map, actually. Let's do that so we can actually see that. There you go, mate.
Let's zoom in a little bit. So that's the Charlie 6 garrison and a Delta 7 garrison. And that's all for the garrisons on the TFK side at the moment. They do still have point control, though. So you expect them to be able to leverage that whilst OC try to push back in.
Right, we'll flick back across now. I've actually got it so that my screen can be in the top right while we go main for Stu. But let's go back to main for me now, and we'll chop Stu's off. There we go, pressing too many buttons too quickly. So we're back to Stu's on the top right corner. Yes, you are. We're having a bit of a look. I want you over the point if you can there, please, mate. That's perfect. Absolutely
not a problem.
What I'm seeing here is that OC have circled the TFK players on the point. They've managed to push their forces through down the south here. As I expected, they had more numbers down there, and of course, pretty good players there. Fiercey, Deadman, Joshua Tree, and they're just slowly working back. Although Fishsticks is no slump at this game, and they're holding on long enough there, the TFK guys. But OC have pushed across the bottom here, which has threatened out that bottom area. And then, of course, they've pushed around the back there, Knoppers and Lotion coming around there, and Ginger. They're starting to cut apart the TFK guys at the back there. So 1s and 2s are getting traded off there. And the thing is, when you've got more numbers, you can afford to trade 1 versus 1 and end up taking the point as well. They've also got, by the look at that. Their OPs are quite close in. So now we're down to one TFK player on the point, and he's dead now as well. So Jack and Flurp are there, and there's the turn starting to happen. So OC have gone an all-round attack on the point and squeezed TFK out of it. And right now, Stu, what you just said about where their garrisons and things are, we've got the one force down the bottom there, mate, but nowhere else really for him to come in, is there?
Yeah, absolutely. And coming off that garrison, we do have that OC squad starting to push out and control that sector as well. That'd be Joshua Tree, Ignicholas, friend of the stream, Ignicholas, and Spencer. I do know Fiercey and Deadman are down that left side as well for the OC team.
What I might get you to do is jump down there where Nicholas and Joshua Tree are, mate, and we'll follow those guys around. Stu, of course, being in the top right image there, and top left is Illusion. So he's right in on the point now, working around to try and push forward, as the OC are known to do. They push out from the point and they try and get total domination of the sector. And we're watching Ignicholas fighting down the bottom there in Stu's camera. So they've just shredded them, haven't they, mate?
Yeah, absolutely. Joshua Tree just going down, but not before he took out the OP, the TFK OP that was out that way. Ignicholas is still up, and it looks like he's fairly content to, and that's another OP he's just taken down. So you'd assume that that's going to hinder TFK's ability to get back into point.
All right, I'm just jumping across to, well, I've just got to work out who's on the, someone named Bob, I think they gave me a camera for on the TFK team. I'm just having a quick look at that now. It's literally, he sent me, oh, there we go. Benny Hill's been playing in the background. But yeah, it's literally Bob. Bob on the TFK team is the camera tonight. That's what I've been told. So, well, thanks, Bob, for providing your camera. He's the top right now, and Elotion is the top left. There's Bob up the hill, so we'll go and have a bit of a look at him. So he was playing with Elotion, and they both passed each other. So Bob there on my left on screen is actually doing his thing, and there's the cap back for OC. So they've managed to push TFK mostly out of the point now. There's stragglers around, of course, but this is what OC do very well, isn't it? They dominate. Arab, what do TFK need to do from here? So it's only, it's the first 10 minutes of battle, isn't it? Bob's down.
Well,
what do they need to do, Arab? What do you think?
Mate, I reckon get a Gary up on hill, get a squad or two to push down from there, get a squad or two to push down from the south of Southern, try and knock out a couple of those guys down there, such as Deadman Memphis, etc. And then get basically a murder ball straight into the cap. That's probably what I'd do.
Yeah, well, I've seen Nukel, Hello Kinky, and Lucky 10 up the hill there. Of course, Lucky's a stand-in for the TFK guys that was agreed upon a fair while ago now, so because he's from the Camaro guys. I actually was meant to do a stream for them today, but unfortunately I couldn't get around to doing it. So I do like to support all of the community. It's a very thorough, invigorating Hell Let Loose community in the Oceanic area, and I want to promote that across the board. And I know you do as well, Stu, so it's good to see that folks are genuinely interested in the BPL here. Right, we've got the TFK guys now doing a little bit of a murder ball down the bottom. Someone's just dropped a bombing run in. Who's that? That looks like coming from your side there, Stu.
Yeah, that looks like a TFK bombing run going straight over Southern Approach at the moment. I don't know how effective it's going to be, given they don't really have anybody in a position to back up that bombing run.
Well,
like they can kill
working up the hill, but not enough, I don't think.
Look, I wouldn't have thought they'd have enough to push into point on the back of this.
And look, Nicholas and Deadman doing what they do very well in OC. They've really pushed around. Let's have a bit of a look at that map now, and just so we can understand where I am. In the camera, I'm down here, and that's where you can see the blues coming around the back here and clearing out all of the stuff at the back. Stu, if I can get your camera up, please. Top right there is Stu's camera map. Let's get your map up, please, mate.
Not a problem.
All right, so if we look at the two map comparison here, here is the workaround from the OC guys coming around the back and clearing out the stuff that TFK have. We've got a tank coming in now. Sibsy's tank's coming in. We've got garrisons all over the place here. They've really dominated sector control there, of course. Just going to go full screen on Stu so we can see. Whoop, not that one. Right, Mini, there we go. So looking at Stu's screen, you can see now there's nothing left for TFK out there. They've been stripped out of that sector.
No, they've actually... The only garrisons they've got left is west of Bergstein Church, but they do have a fresh one that's gone up north, northeast of Bergstein Church as well. So it looks like they'd be looking to take control of that mountain in the centre of the map to potentially push down onto Southern.
All right, there we go. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go back across to Bob's camera, Bob is the top right, and Elution is the top left. And we'll just have a look there because there's a bit of fighting up there. Those two boys are both engaged on the hill in some way, trying to work stuff out. It's pretty hard here for the TFK guys. They've been pushed right out of the point. I'm going to have a look at it. Arab, what would you do here right now? If we think about where all the OC garrisons are and stuff, they've got the ability to respawn wherever they want at the moment. What do you do if you're TFK, man? Where do you go from here?
Honestly, you need to get as many points of attack as possible, especially against OC. If it's just the 1 point of attack, attacking from the front, top, south, whatever, it's going to be cut off.
Absolutely. So I think if we look at that map again, while there's a bit of a lull in the battle, and we've got those two cameras going on up there anyway, let's have a bit of a think about this. So definitely that bottom bit of sector activity down there would be good, but I think the attack really should come across the hill, down the Echo Fox column, and maybe even the Golf column there, because if you spread out over that way, it's easier to attack downhill than it is to attack uphill, and we know from last night's battles that attacking from the south was pretty damn hard. The most effective thing that the Nards did against, who were they playing last night? Foy Boys, wasn't it? No, not Foy Boys.
No,
Yeah, it was this friendly match. So the Nards fighting against the Foy Boys last night in that friendly match. It was just a practice. The best attack that they had really came from that northeast side. So, yeah, I think that's what they need to do. Pretty quiet here, though, at the moment, Stu.
Look, it absolutely is. It looks like TFK are just sort of gathering themselves and figuring out where they're going to start probing to attack this. Now they've given OC time to control their sectors. Look, the only line of assault, it looks like they're coming from the north. They've got nothing.
They are coming from up there. I'm just watching that now, but they are coming a bit thin there. It's a very there's got to be about 100 metre front. That's probably not enough. Oh no, hang on a minute. I'm just watching Kinky and Lucky go around the back there. That's a recon squad, so they'll be trying to take out the OC stuff. And there, of course, up on the hill, we can see that garrison's lit. So OC would know that there's at least something happening up there, and that's good enough for OC to start surging some troops at it. Deadman and Nicholas absolutely showing on the bottom. But look, TFK are actually doing what we just talked about. So we've got 3 down the bottom here trying to push that southern area. We've got a couple coming through the middle, some good players there, although they've just been cut down. Fish Sticks was just cut down. They're getting hill control a little bit there. Elotion's up there trying to fight off with Danger Klaus and some. See, OC are pairing them off 2s and 3s versus 2s and 3s, and that's if they've got the hand skills to actually shoot one-on-one, they will win it. Kinky and Lucky are trying to do something at the back here with Sammy and Gremlin, but there is an all-round attack going on at the moment. That's got to be about 4 grid squares worth of attack. This is probably the point in time, though, where you now drop an airhead down in sort of like somewhere south anyway. When you've got them all lit up around all the points, they would have to know that, wouldn't they? Arab, they'd have to know that OC have got garrisons everywhere now, wouldn't they?
Oh, you'd expect it. It's only happened, for 7 weeks in a row.
I'm getting lots of cool shout-outs in there in the chat. Of course, we're 15 minutes delayed. So there's your return shout back. G'day, guys. Lovely to see you. People are betting on... I need to have a betting pool on which point, and a betting pool. I think we were going to run one on how many times you died, Arab, actually, last night.
I don't want to talk about it.
That's what we had. Although, Stu, I think I've watched your stream and you've watched my stream, and I don't think we're much better, are we, mate?
No, absolutely not. That's what my viewers come for, is the Killed in Action screen and my map blocker. That's the only reason they rock up.
There we go. All right. I do want to do a little special shout out here, though, of course, to our admins who are helping us out. And there's one in particular who's assisting tonight and is actually going to do some support stuff for us, and that's Blue Rose Jelly. And I'm fortunate enough that we have her camera right now in game doing admin work. I can't remember where she is actually. Where is she lurking? Is she over? Is she over here? I don't know where she is. Anyway, there in the top left corner is Blue Rose Jelly, and for anyone wondering what's going on, there it is. Lazy cricket noise. Oh, Blue. What a hell of a thing. But we do want to do a special shout out there for all of our admins, referees and so on who support us with these matches. I mean, if we didn't have them, then we would have sectors getting capped when we wouldn't want them, and then garrisons would be disappearing and all sorts of crap would be going on. So they literally stand there for the whole 45-minute battle and do nothing except talk shit and maybe... I think they do They do a live watch in one of the channels in the Big D side of things, so they actually can sit there and at least watch the battle while they're waiting around. All right, Stu, give us an update on what TFK are doing at the moment, mate.
Look, they pushed that garrison further around into the F column. It looks like that's where the bulk of their push is coming from at the moment, is straight down from the north, down the F column. They're putting in supplies in F6, Foxtrot 6. So they'll be looking to establish a more offensive Gary there. Because it looks like that's where they've had the most success pushing out the OC lads.
Yeah, and that hill control, oh, geez, I tell you what, that's a tank shooting at them for sure, isn't it?
It is. It's a Tiger.
Yeah, there you go. So that Tiger nodes are up there and it's trying to take pot shots at them. There's something going in on the hill. I assume that's supplies, or is that an airhead? No, it's supplies. I'm on the OC team.
That's just the supplies, yeah.
Yeah, Roger. All right, so that thing, I'm just hovering over that. It's the bottom left of screen for us. We're watching some pretty good action there in those two little mini screens at the moment. But what I might do is I might shoot across to your screen, Stu. We might get you up onto the top of Hill 400, please, mate. Looks like there's about to be some nasty shit going on. We've got Lotion screen on the left there. Let's have you following the TFK guys around there and watch this bit of combat that's happening while I do my
Just saw repurpose the recon, possibly one of the best recons in the game at the moment, taking down Bob, our friend Bob. Oh. So it looks like OC regaining control of the top of this mountain to try and deal with this Gary that TFK's put down just on the other side of it.
Bob, of course, providing the camera here. Let's hope that Bob's not going for the record of
Magical Arab will be upset if he takes it.
Look, okay, you know what I'm going to do in about 5... All right, let's count it. In 20 seconds, I'm just going to go to Bob's screen. We'll see what happens, all right? So I'm watching the timer up the top there. It's at 48. When it's at 28, we're going to go to Bob's screen, and we're just going to see what we see. Right? That'll be very telling. This is an interesting little attack up the top here, though. We've still got Lucky off to the right there, coming in around the back where he can. And Kinky's actually made his way right down here. Kinky is getting chased by the OC commander, Tattoo, there. But Kinky's trying to find garrisons, and he's likely going to succeed at some stage in finding some. All right, we're at 20. We're at 28. Let's go and have a look here. What do we got? Bob is alive. There's a bit of a fire next to him. Bob's alive. All right. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We've switched to somebody, and they're alive. There you go.
How good. I get to keep my little crown there then.
It's not the Nopper's curse, because Brent was complaining about that as well, as every time I went, Lotion's dead, though. All right, someone's killed Lotion up on that hill, Stu, so I'm on your camera.
I think it was Commander Knight just took out Lotion. Lord Ginger's still up there. Basically, they're just finding spots where they can pick off the TFK guys as they run through. Make sure that TFK never feels safe on the top of that mountain and can never establish a base up there.
All right, so we're just hovering. I'll just give everyone an idea where we're hovering. We're sort of south of the point at the moment. We can see Kinky out there lit up the TFK garrison, and he's just OC garrison. He's just killed Fallen. Tattoo's running around down south trying to find him at a guess. No, he'll be running around and try and get to... No, he is. He's trying to find him. There's vehicles marked down there for OC. So is there a tank down there? They got a tank down there for TFK. Oh, let's have a look. What have we got?
Let me have a look.
I'm just having a bit of a squiz now. Tattoo's got this tank markers everywhere down here.
Yes, they do. It's a Stuart. It's pushing down in Foxtrot 8? Yeah, Foxtrot 8.
I'm really keen to see that. If you could follow that little tank around and see what it does. I mean, there's a clip of footage that I put on Twitch the other week of myself and a couple of lads in a Stuart killing 2 tigers and a Panzer IV, I think, in the space of 4 minutes. A Stuart can do a kill on a tiger, so let's not underestimate it. And in this terrain, maybe the Stuart is a better choice. But you've got to know, you've got to have that intel on where the enemy tanks are. Otherwise, you're pretty much
absolutely. That Stuart is tearing up the OC lads down that other side. It doesn't look like any of them have got an AT to be able to deal with it. That Stuart primarily down this end is trying to deal with and trying to protect a half track that TFK have put down on those southern rail lines.
I see. And that's what's happening now, as we can see Shuey, Nakajima and Gremlin surging down the hill to try and find whatever's going on down there and get rid of it. Sullivan, Spencer, Just Fierce, Agilon, Memphis, Joshua Tree, they're following half track in now. There it is. So they're all chasing that sucker. Right,
it looks like Spencer has respawned as an AT. He will get on the back of this Stuart. One shot.
He missed. Did he hit?
No, he hit it. It's on fire.
Yeah,
tanks aren't supposed to be on fire, I don't think.
No, well, it's maybe for nighttime map. It's area lighting. I don't know.
That second rocket just missed.
Oh, we just scored out of the corner of eye, and we got a bombing run coming in here as well. So OC have surged all sorts of stuff down here. The trouble is for TFK, they absolutely have been spotted, and they know. They'd have to know that the OC guys are onto them. So what do you do here? You take it somewhere else. You take it somewhere else, maybe up to just sort of the west of Eastern Slope there, right up the top, and come around the back again, because they've got so many troops surging down here at the moment. Confuse the crap out of them. Or forget about it, just use it as a distraction, and now surge a whole bunch of shit across where Chad is here, who's by himself. Oh no, he's got Bob. There we go. We'll go to Bob's camera. This could get interesting at the moment. Stu, I've cut your camera off at the moment. I've got Elotion. Oh no, Bob's dead. Oh, come on, Bob. What are you doing? There's no scripting this shit. There really isn't. All right, let's pop back up the hill, and let's have a look at it from the back of the hill. I want you still on that Stuart there. Good man. So Stu's still following the Stuart. What do you think they're doing now, mate?
Look, I just think they're trying to go up. Okay, they've just been blown up. Let me get back to that, and I can tell you who that was. That was Spencer that have blown up the Stuart. I think, look, from having a look at it, they did drag a lot of the OC lads out of sector to do that. Hopefully that could have opened up the front a little bit. It was also running interference for that, which also just blew up. That was the half track that they also got in behind with the Stuart tank. So it looks like that armour push has come to nothing for them.
Yeah, but it was enough of distraction maybe that there is now an airhead dropping right next to me on Hill 400. And of course, Noppers, being the player of the match, is protecting that airhead. He just killed the one OC guy that could, the one TFK guy. Correction, one OC guy that could do anything bad. No, he didn't. He's killed the TFK guy, should I say. So Noppers has taken that airhead out. So that was a sneaky little play from TFK that didn't eventuate into anything. But what do I need to do right now, just quickly while we're circling around this, is talk me through who the commander is again on the TFK team.
Let me have a look for you. It is Idi Chihuela. I haven't played with Idi before.
We need to try and work this out. Idi Chihuela. There you go. Okay, so a relatively new player by the look of that. 29 on the scoreboard for the experience side of things. So, look, give him a red hot go. He may be an excellent commander. We're not sure. I'll tell you what. They might have lost the point early enough, but they are trying some stuff here. They're not being a slouch at it, are they? They're doing lots of attack, Arab, and that's what you need to do, isn't it?
Oh, 100%, mate. Agreed. You need to attack from multiple points, and they're doing exactly that.
They're trying
where props are deserved.
Yeah, so they're trying it. They're trying it on. Okay, so here we are hovering over the point, though. It's just under 20 minutes to go now. Very much locked in with OC. They've got about 7 or 8 garrisons there. If you have a quick look around, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 garrisons. All right, and there's another supply drop going in at Echo 8. So they've absolutely established and dominated with sector control there. What that does is gives them lots of options. What we're seeing, though, over the back there now, way up into the back corner there, so probably, I don't know, around Fox 8 somewhere, is a whole bunch of people that are just spawning in. That's I Am Jack, Contact Front, Prot, and Flurp. And Knight and Big John and Bob. Oh, Bob's alive again. Let's get back to his screen. So Bob's coming in there from the front as well. So there's a little bit of a two-pronger coming in from the south side again. That's 4 there. But look, Deadman's, they've sent Deadman. They've sent the Deadman down there, and he's already culled 2 of them. Aaron, Deadman's pretty good.
Oh, mate, he's bloody brilliant. He's killed me too many bloody times.
Oh, he wasn't against you the other night, so you can't blame him for that, mate. But look, there's a bit of an attack here down south. It's spread out again over a number of sectors. The trouble is, maybe it's a little bit too spread out. When they're actually moving up the hill here, there's just a bit of space between them, and they're moving fairly deliberately. Interesting point for you here, lads. I was playing on the EVO server the other day. There's a friendly match, EVO being one of the Chinese clans, very high competitive clan. And they are having a match in July sometime, I believe. I've been invited to cast for that. When I was playing on the server the other night, I must admit I didn't understand a word of what anyone was saying. It was an excellent conversation in Chinese English trying to work out what a Stuart was. They were trying to tell me where a tank was, and I was trying to tell them I was going to satchel it, and they had no frigging idea what a satchel was. And then in the end, we came to the universal conclusion that we both understood what C4 was. So I was going to C4 the tank. That was a win, and I did. I did C4 a few tanks. They thought enough of me that they gave me a couple of upticks in the experience level. But what I did notice is they are very, very deliberate players. They cautiously move. They don't just go rushing in like a lot of the Oceanic players do. Oh, what was that just blew up?
That was a troop transport down on the southern rail line. I didn't see who got it, but it's just part of this TFK attack down the south. They do keep hitting the senior squad of Deadman, Ignicholas, and Fiercia down here, so they really are butting their head against the wall attacking down that side.
And when I look at these guys here, so it's just 15 minutes to go there, just over. So when I look at these guys and I compare them to what the EVO guys were playing the other day, there's a lot more active aggression in the way that our play styles are, and we're very attacking type communities in the Oceanic. I think the EVO guys that I watched the other night were a little bit more reserved. They were more deliberate when they were clearing hedgerows and stuff like that. Of course, it was Saint-Marie-de-Mont, so that takes a bit of a different play style perhaps. But we have seen some of the Chinese clans play a friendly against the Four Boys and OC before, and they dominated with a lot of combined arm stuff. So looking at this map in particular, though, I suppose the OC are more dominating with that sector control than anything. There's not a lot of combined arms going on here, is there, Arrow? I don't see it anyway in there. The tank's doing a fair bit, but it's more about sector control than it is about combined arms at the moment.
Yeah, pretty much at the moment.
What would you do for combined arms for this? I mean, what options are under your tool belt? If you were the commander of the TFK guys and you wanted to do a combined arms attack on this point, how would you go about it? Like, what things would you use? Where would you maybe set them up?
All right. First of all, I'd get an airhead going down in an incredibly concealed part of the forest, probably towards the Golf 7 mark, just down there. Then I'd get a bomb and run straight across the point, straight after that, and the tank to push in with a few crew just to help out, try and cap that point where everyone else pushes down from the south.
All right, so let's try Stu. What would you do different? I'm not sure if you've even played Commander before, Stu, have you? I've never asked you that.
Oh, that absolutely played Commander. I think that concealed airhead is a good idea. What we saw before was using their armor to push very deep to try and drag some of those OC squads out of position, I think is a great idea. If you can break up that very, very strong OC sector control and get them to start scrambling, I think they'll have a better time of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I look at this right now and how I would do it as a commander, we know that OC have got sector control. We can see that, obviously. They've got something going on at the back here, by the way, TFK. I might just flick over there and have a look at that while I think that's Hell Destroy. No, it's Hello Kinky again, doing what Recon do, is run around the back and try and piss off the OC guys. The trouble is they're not clearing out enough stuff. The OC guys have just got plenty of options all the time. But I would try and, definitely have your Recon guys out here. That's no question, because they can put their spawn point out here somewhere, and then just have them dominating whichever side, maybe these 2 points and this area here. So this triangle here, you'd want them just clearing out whatever they could out of that area. Airhead, probably down south, but get a line of about 6 or 8 across this hill here and start pushing down. Bombing runs are to be saved for when you're about 100 metres out from the point, or unless you've got a deliberate garrison that you're aware of that you want to take out, or even drop it across that garrison where that tank is, because the tank will get damaged by it. It won't be killed, but it'll absolutely get damaged by the bombing run. And then that gives you options, because that tank's got to do some repairs. Maybe you put a strafe over it when they pop their dudes out the back to repair it and put the strafe over the tank. That's a tactic I like to use, and I've seen before. That's one of the options, of course, you can do. And then, maybe a little bit of a 1 or a 2 coming in on this side here as well. But your main attack, for me in that regard, would be coming over the hill here. So you've distracted here, you've distracted a little bit here, you've put some firepower in on here, and then you sweep down through this just to the rear. The thing with these teams is they will always, no matter what happens, they're always going to be partially focused towards the attacking direction that they moved at the start. So they will always be facing, in this map, OC, west. They'll come back east and they'll move around sector control, but folks get it embedded in their head that because of so many pub matches, I guess, we're attacking west. So I've got to keep looking that way because that's the likely enemy approach. That's not what would happen at all. So there we go. That's kind of how I would do it. Whether or not it'll work, I have no idea. But that's the joy of sitting in the casting chair, isn't it, lads?
Yeah, absolutely.
Generals, yeah. Fuck 'em up. What are you doing? Fuck 'em up.
Yeah, I mean, it's all well and good to sit there and say, "Hey, this is what I'm going to do." Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I'd probably get shot less, but that's all I'm.
Looks like TFK have sent another Stewart into point to go mess up around. They're just north of Southern Approach at the moment.
I'm watching something around the back here as well. 2 recon squads now. There's a bombing run coming in, I can hear. It's probably a bit early if it's the TFK one. Watching Chad up the back there as well, looking at that. There's a bombing run down over the point. Is it the TFK one? Yes, it is. Yeah, the only way I'd get shot less, mate, if I sat as an admin. And even then, some of the admins would probably shoot me, so...
I definitely would get shot less.
Wait, switching over to blue. Let's see what's happening.
Still lying in the church. We're good.
I just love the fact that I've got a cricket fucking noise and I can use it. That's all it is. All right, there's a great push coming in over the hill at the moment. I did notice, Stu and Arab last night, that there's actually a ceiling in the game for how high you can go with admin camera. It's literally just above the trees at Hill 400 itself. So they haven't bothered making any more. Like anything above that, they didn't bother creating, so you can't go any higher. So if we actually do have Hill 400 as a battle, when we get in close, or even if we want an aerial view, we're not going to get it real good. OC is shutting down this TFK push here, Stu. That's what I'm seeing anyway, although there's still enough coming in. Have they got the numbers here to push it? There's 10 minutes to go.
Look, they've actually started to wrap around to the east a lot more than I was expecting before. Just previously, I saw OC did send a squad back to try and deal with that, but it doesn't look like they were able to.
I just had a sneaky moment. I thought there was an airhead coming in with Bob. Bob's there hiding behind a tree looking at Josh, I think, or waiting for Josh to pop his head up. So there he's... Oh, he just shot him too. Hey, I've seen it on the camera. Oh, you legend. Lovely shots. Nuclear... Oh, he's going to get shot in the back by Nicholas, though. Nicholas is no slouch.
Bob has an OP just where you saw him hiding just there. His squad has spawned there a number of times. It doesn't look like OC's been able to find and or deal with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching. Here's a Stewart coming in as well, mate. If you could follow Nicholas down there, go right next to it, Nicholas and Bob. There's a Stewart coming in. It's getting shot at, though. It's been hit by something. I'm not sure what it is. Whoa.
Mate, I just want to point out, I didn't say anything before, but that Tiger took a shot at the Stewart. It bounced around, and he just did this sick, 180. Whoever's driving that Stewart needs a pay rise.
There you go. That Tiger's damaged. That Tiger is burning. They took out the Stewart. I saw that out of the corner of the screen there, and it's shooting at someone else. Nuclear trying to get in with a satchel. That's what he's doing. Okay, so there's a bit of a push down the hill at the moment. We've got at least 7. Noppers has just killed Schmay. Oh, look at Noppers go. Isn't he good? There's a bit of a push down the hill here. I think OC are going to be good enough with their FPS skill set to be able to hold this push off, because it's a fairly condensed push, and they've got almost even numbers there. And yeah, look, Noppers he's killed like 4. Shot him in the back. That's not what Noppers does, but he did. Shot him in the back. By the way, I subscribe to the Geneva Convention, and I would never shoot anyone in the back. But Noppers is up there killing them in cutting this attack down quite effectively there. OC will be able to shut that down. 8 minutes to go on the clock. I don't think they're going to crack this open there, Arab. I don't think that TFK are going to have the momentum to push OC out. But we have seen amazing things in the last 10, haven't we?
Oh, for sure, mate. As I said, that's Stewart doing the sick 180 after bouncing a Tiger around. He gets my vote.
It is. I love Melee tanks.
They've done so much good work.
Do you do much tanking, Arab? I can't remember if I asked you that before.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm tank main. I'm usually a gunner.
All right, you're a gunner. Hopefully, not get shot too much in the tank. That's why we put the big steel box. I think we watched. Who was it? Lewis was running around forever getting shot in the very first round, and then from that point onwards he actually forevermore jumped into tank and never played foot soldier again. So I think he was in the public team, is that right, from memory?
Who was that, sorry?
Lewis, Lewes.
No, it wasn't a part of us.
No, it must have been another one of the crew. But yeah, he after the first round he went, fuck this, I'm in a tank from now on. So maybe you're into something there, mate, because I get shot a lot and I'm never in a damn tank, so I think I need to play some more tank. Here's, or maybe that's Lou Dog. There you go. So TFK here, Bob and Lou Dog, their repurposes just run past them. Infantry's been marked there. Hormone Fairy and Hell Destroyer coming in. Schmay. That Tiger's holding him off there a little bit. Stu, I think I remember talking to you. You don't do a lot of tanking, do you?
Not a lot. I do like driving around in a giant metal box. It makes me feel a bit safer, but not as much as I'd like. No.
I find the thing with me tanking is that if I have a good gunner, I'm happy. As I just drive, I don't really do much gunning. I know how to do the gunning on it. I just prefer to be the driver. It helps me with comms actually. When I'm the squad leader of the tank squad, I can sort of mark things on maps and drive to where I want, and then communicate to the gunner. Oh, there's Lou Dog and Bob have just been killed, so Bob's dead again.
Absolutely.
We'll go across. Have a look at Stu. What are you looking at there, mate?
That was Repurpose and Lotion taking out that Gary that Bob put down. That's the Gary that I reckon they must have got about 20 spawn waves off, and it's taken OC quite a while to deal with that, but they have now, so that'll cut off that line of advance for them.
Yeah, it looks like it's slowed down quite a bit here. This attack around the back was cut down by... Well, like, there's still TFK guys running around everywhere back here. I just spun around to it now and had a look. There's still little dudes everywhere doing things, but they're not doing enough. Unfortunately, with 6 minutes on the clock, they haven't got it. Stu, I'm just going to go to your map if we can, please, mate. We'll have a bit of a look. Yep. What have you got there? Let's talk through that, please.
So up northeast is where we're seeing a garrison and a small cluster of OPs. That's where the bulk of the push is coming from. We are still seeing some TFK lads moving south from that to try and get direct east of Southern Approach. But at this stage, yeah, just what we keep... I know we keep coming back to it, but that sector control from OC is shutting that down.
Well, let's open that up on my screen, and you can talk to that if you like, mate. Here's my main now, and so... Look at that sector control, 2, 5, 8 garrisons.
Yeah.
You know.
And that'll tell them as well. That'll tell them exactly. They'll get some advanced on when some of the enemies are pushing towards their sector and which direction it's coming from.
Well, we've got a 76. So we've got a tiger on the map there, still set in the middle. There's a... oh, what the hell just happened? My camera just went nuts. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
That's really, really bizarre. I was moving along and then all of a sudden it went vertical. Okay, so what I was going to say there was we have... I think is there some sort of vehicle down the southwest from TFK?
There was.
No good story comes to an end there. All right, here's the last push, though, on the hill. We've got Lucky, Contact Front, Lou Dog and Prot pushing in where they've been controlled for a fair bit of the map. And if you just recall back through this, some of these names we've seen here, like Nopper's there as well, and Lotion and Danger Club and Ginge, they were all up on Hill 400 before, actually closing down an attack up there. Now they're down here closing down this attack. But TFK are pushing up that hillside again. This is their best chance. If they're going to have any chance of doing anything on this point here with 4 minutes to go, this is their best attack line, I think. And I don't think they're going to crack it, but it is their best shot. Yeah, Arab, they're not going to open this up, are they?
Nah, I think, no. Look, I was going to, maybe say, inspiring words, but no, it's over.
Yeah. I don't, look, I've seen something in the last 2 minutes. There's some planes going over I can hear now. There's probably an airhead going in. Surely at some stage there'll be an airhead. There's a couple of supply drops. Actually, one of these must be an airhead.
Yeah, one of them's an airhead coming in now.
There it is up on the hill, or is it on the point?
Just to the, what is that? Bloody...
Oh, that's the OC. That's the OC's airhead.
There's a TFK airhead going down northeast of Southern Approach. If you recall where all the rest of their garrison and that cluster of OPs was, that's where the airhead's going in.
Just seen it now. It's been marked by the OC team. OC have put an airhead on the point for themselves in the last 3 minutes here. All right, so it might get a little bit lively. I still don't think, unfortunately, TFK are going to crack this. But hey, you know what? They're going to make it sure shit interesting. There's a half-track driving past, and that's the TFK half-track as well. It's just stopped. Something else just blew up down the bottom of the screen there. That looks like a half-track for OC. All right, so here's an interesting push. TFK are throwing all the dice into the, what's that? Around the Fox 6 Keypad 3 area. They've got an airhead. They've got a half-track in there. Is there a garrison in there yet, Stu?
Let me have a look. It doesn't look like there's a garrison. They do have a half-track, and they do have the airhead that's got a number of spawns left on it. So you'd expect most of the push to be coming from that way. Interesting to see whether OC is able to react to this.
Yeah, they've got I'll get you to focus right in tight on that area if you can, please. There's a spawn just went off. So
absolutely. That's a massive spawn that just came off the airhead.
Lotion's down.
Lotion is. Reaver Tattoo is looking down the road at that and will be aware of it. It does look like a lot of that OC side is starting to fold back into the point now to try and deal with this.
Tattoo will be screaming at them, get the F back to the point, or get the F back.
Absolutely.
He does do that a lot. I've seen him write it in chat when he lost comms one day. 2 minutes left, less than 2 minutes on the clock. Huge TFK spawn coming down the hill here. Oh, I tell you what, this might get a bit interesting. I think OC, they've got a bit of a circle around them. Fallen, there's a couple of the guys, well, two up the hill there. Repurpose needs to get into combat. Normally, Repurpose just actually does a lot of the recon. So, I need a bombing run. This will be a good bombing run. Oh, goodness me. That's going to split straight through the middle of them. What's it taking out? That's what I want to know.
Taking out the airhead, it's taking out half the TFK push.
Yep.
The airhead's gone, but is the half track still there?
The half track's still there, and there are still 2 OPs up.
All right, but there's a whole bunch of people. Bob's in there. Oh, Bob's in there. Come on, Bob. He's trying to shine. His camera's up. Lord Ginger's coming around behind him. They've already shot Lotion. The Lotion's down. There's Bob.
Bob's gone down to Lord Ginge. Repurpose is coming in, and she'll be able to help sweep up the rest of this assault.
Yeah, it's a nice little assault, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Again, they've made it look interesting right at the end here. There's the half track marked now. OC have now marked that, so they're aware of it. Lord Ginger's just come in on the back of that, but he's dead. Repurpose fighting. Oh, Repurpose is down up there, so Fallen's trying to come in there and clean up a few of the guys. Big John's going up the hill towards him. That'll be a bit interesting. Here we go down the hill. Smoke's been thrown. A lot of OC on the point, though. That's everybody for OC. This is your bombing run right now, straight across the point. Come on, TFK. Can you throw a bombing run in? That's what we'd want to see. 30 seconds. It's almost over here. Listening for a bombing run. All I can hear is supplies. That's not going to win the battle for you. Right now, supplies are a mystic at best.
Mate, this Big John bloke has chosen violence. He just shot Fallen at close range with a bazooka and then killed the Danger Klaus. He's on a mission.
Magnificent.
There's 2 seconds, 1 second. That'll be GG. There it is. GG has been called, ladies and gentlemen. Well done there. Look, they did make it exciting for us at the end there, the old TFK guys, and it was a reasonable fight throughout it all, but definitely a complete map domination by the OC guys. Stu, first to you, mate. Comments from you on this match.
Look, it's the same thing we've been saying throughout this commentary. Their ability to respond from their sectors and control those sectors has been second to none. Look, TFK put up a good fight, and that was a genuinely good match to watch. That was good fun.
Absolutely, completely forgot that I had the fish tank on behind me, so now all that sound has gone. It probably sounds better in the stream. We're getting a whirlpool down a couple of days, so the fish are sitting in the room with me. It's a bit annoying, but whatever. Arab, thoughts and comments on that particular match, mate? We've lost R2. No, he's gone quiet. All right, so it's all right, Arab. We don't need your thoughts and comments at the moment. You seem to have lost your microphone there, mate. My particular thoughts, I'll just say here, are as follows. Absolute sector control. That's what OC did. That's why they dominated and won that one. Look, a really good fight, though. I was pretty pleased with that one, Stu. So welcome to the BPL streaming, mate. And look, you're joining me again for the next battle, correct?
If I'm around, I absolutely will be. That was good fun, and I really enjoyed being here, my friend.
Well, you're absolutely welcome back. So, Arab, have we got you back yet, mate? No, we've lost his microphone. So we'll sort that out in the quick break that we're about to have, which we are absolutely about to have a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put the jazz back on. Let's go away for a couple of minutes here, and we'll be back. The time currently is 7:20 my time, so it's 7:50. In about 7 minutes, we'll jump back on for the scratch match tonight, which will be an absolute hoot, I reckon, and a great game to watch. See you in about 7 minutes, folks. Talk to you then.